and then went on to United States, became a PhD in physics, and he also won a Nobel Prize in physics. His name is Subramanian Chandrasekhar, S. Chandrasekhar. Nobody would have known the story of 7 rupees, but he wrote an article in New York Times, the 7 rupees which changed the course of my life. That is the story that I wanted to tell you. Normally you tend to think that it is not the matter is honesty in the final analysis helps. Once there was a class in which, when the class reconvened, number 9 gave a slap to number 8. Number 8 looked at him and said, "Why did you slap me? I have not done anything wrong." So number 9 said, "No, badao, I am elder to you, so I can beat you." So then number 8 slapped number 7. Number 7 slapped number 6. This whole class went on hitting each other. And then came 9. And then finally from 9 they went to 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. After 1, what happens? 1 went 0. And the 0 was to be slapped. The 0 was getting ready to be slapped. But 1 didn't slap him. He just sat next to him. When 1 sits next to 0, it becomes 10. So you don't become big because you are number 9, because you are the biggest number. You become big because you made a 0 into 10, so that 1 went and sat next to 0. This is what I say, Shrisha. Dr. Shrisha is that one who went and sat next to 0. He could have done many things and become bigger, but he stayed put and made somebody else bigger. So you become big by making somebody else big. You become big by making somebody else more interesting, more exciting in his life and his profession. This is the second thing that I want to tell you. And the third thing and the last thing that I want to tell you is a story about India. In the year 1999 or 2000, Chinese economy had grown, it's become big. Even Indian economy had suddenly started growing. Nobody realized that these two countries, huge populations, they were nowhere in the scene 20 years ago or 30 years ago. Suddenly they have become important, they are growing, their economies are becoming bigger and their people are becoming more and more qualified. So the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, it's a group of developed countries which are all democracies, OECD. They said, let us find out what is the strength of these two countries. So they got hold of a team of economists headed by one Dr. Angus Madison, a British economist, said study the history of the world and find out what positions India and China occupied in our history. After about a couple of years, they came out with a report, 2001, I think, June, they came out with this report, the world in the last 2 millennia. They found out in the first 1500 years, the Indian economy contributed 36% to the global output. 36%. It was the biggest economy in the world. And the second was China. 24% of what they produced was global consumption. Out of the global consumption, 24% came from China and 36% came from India. In 1757, when the first British battle of Robert Clive leading the troops of the British East India Company to defeat Nawab Siraj-ud-Dowlah of Bengal. Not divided Bengal, now it's Bangladesh. West Bengal. Earlier it used to be a single state called Bengal. So he was defeated. That was 1757. Even at that time, the contribution of the Indian economy to the global economy was 24.5%. Chinese were at that time 22%. After 100 years, 1757 to 1857, India was under the British East India Company's playing field. They managed most of India at that time. In 1857, if you remember, the Sepoy Mutiny took place. Some people call it the First War of Indian Independence. Then India came directly under the Queen of England. Queen Elizabeth became the master of India. So for the next 100 years, at least 90 years, we were under the British Crown. What was the contribution of the Indian economy to the global economy in 1948? Can anybody make a guess? It was 1.8%. So in 200 years, the British East India Company and the British Crown had destroyed the Indian economy from 24.5% to 1.7%. It has taken us time. We have now moved to 2023. At this time, we are number 5 in the world. We have recovered, but still a long way to go. The Chinese have done much better than us. In 1989, Indian economy and Chinese economy were same size. Both of us were about $189 billion of GDP. We are exactly the same. But somewhere along the line, the Chinese picked up speed and started running. And they have run so fast. Today, they are 6 times larger than the Indian economy. They are $19 trillion and we are still $3.5 trillion. So this is where the differences come. Now, the last capsule that I want to tell you is relating to something which the Vice Chancellor said. Today, the population of the world is 8 billion, 8,000 million. 1 million is 6 zeros, it is something like 10 lakhs. 2030, you will all be around. I don't know whether I will be around, maybe I will be around. It will be 8.5 billion.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning, everyone. So, welcome you all to the interaction session. So, we have with us Mr. Ajjampur Rangayya Ghanashyam sir. Namma Karnatakadoru, Namma Hemmeya former Indian Foreign Service Officer, High Commissioner Agedavaru, Ambassador Agedavaru. Sir, we are very grateful that you are here with us today in this gathering. Thank you so much for being a part of our program. He is more towards governance, diplomacy, geopolitics. I want to include in this session. I want you people to answer. Do you want any other fields to add to this session? Because we'll stick on to that topics so that we could have good questions from those areas. So it would be easy for us to have the interaction session. So any areas other than this that you want to include? Or shall we shall we include all these things and begin the session? Is this fine? Yes? Okay, thank you. Sir, my first question I want to begin. We have known that you have done your master's in physics. So how is that you have come from the physics background and then suddenly entered Indian Foreign Service? So can you please connect these dots, sir?
I have answered this question for a very long time. And the first time I was asked this question was when I sat on the UPSC interview board. The chairperson of the interview board was one Mrs. Dhan, who was a lady. She asked this question: why do you want to join the Foreign Service? You've done your MSc in physics, you've done your MBA, you've got a good job. Why do you want to join? See, I decided to join the Foreign Service for a story. And in my family, there were a lot of people who were from the engineering background, from medical professions, even in the IAS. Nobody had gone into the Foreign Service. And I was always curious to see what these Foreign Service fellows do. IAS people, I had seen my own father, I had seen his colleagues, younger ones, older ones. I had an idea what IAS people do, but I had no idea of what happens in the Foreign Service. It was a curiosity which killed the cat. So that's how I decided to join the Foreign Service. And first time when I appeared for civil service, I was admitted to IAS. I didn't get admitted to IAS. So I thanked the government that I don't want to join the IAS. But you cannot reappear once you get IAS. You cannot reappear while working in the IAS to get another service. That is not permitted. You can do that if you are working for Indian Railway Traffic Service or Indian Police Service, then you can reappear while continuing to operate as an IPS officer or a railway officer. But once you join the IAS and you want to join IFS, you can't keep working as an IAS officer and appear for the exam. That is not permitted. So I continued to work in my job and reappeared the next day and asked for IFS and blank. I didn't want any other service. So when I went to the interview, the chairman of the board looked at my application form and sarcastically asked, so you think you are good only for being a diplomat? That was the first question. So then I said, sir, that is my aptitude and it is your decision to decide whether I am suitable for it or not. If you are not suitable for it, stay and go back to my old job. But I don't want to get into any of the other services, and I got into the IAS last year. I didn't accept it. So then he said, okay. That is how I joined the Foreign Service.
Yes, sir, thank you. So we'll move on to the audience questions now. So our volunteers are here with the mics. Anyone who wants to ask a question? And please make sure you stick on to the topic that we have already mentioned.
ಹಲೋ ಸರ್, ನಾನು ಅತುಲ್ ಅಂತ. ನೀವು ಆಫ್ರಿಕಾದ ಪಾಪ್ಯುಲೇಷನ್ 16% 30% ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು. ಅಂದರೆ ಬಿಸ್ನೆಸ್ ಅಪಾರ್ಚುನಿಟೀಸ್ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ನಾವು ಇಂಡಿಯನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಸ್ಟ್ರೀಟ್ ಸ್ಮಾರ್ಟ್ ನಾವು ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಾವು ಹೇಗೆ ಸೆಟಪ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು, ಹೇಗೆ ಕಾಂಟ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ಸ್ ಬೆಳೆಸಬೇಕು, ನಮ್ಮ ಟಾರ್ಗೆಟ್ ಇದು ಕಸ್ಟಮರ್ಸ್ನ ಹೇಗೆ ರೀಚ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇದರ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಏನಾದರೂ ಐಡಿಯಾಸ್ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು?
That's a good question because I am writing a book. I have been commissioned to write a book on Africa, and the title of the book is Africa, the Continent of the Future, because that is where growth is going to come from. That is where people need to be educated. That is where healthcare is to be improved. All that opportunities are coming from Africa only. Now, even in Africa, there are 54 countries. Where should you go? You can't go take over the entire continent. First thing to do is to shortlist identify your competence. Are you good in medicine? Or are you good in engineering? Are you good in IT? Are you good in something else? Are you good in art? Are you good in culture? First of all, you decide your strength, your passion. Then identify countries which you can work on. You can't work in all the 54. So you identify which countries, how do you develop a country relationship. First one is language. See, Africa was a colony. The entire continent was a colony. There was, excluding Ethiopia and Liberia and maybe to a certain extent South Africa, every other country was actually a colony of some country. In 1970, if you sat down and calculated, there were about 23 French colonies in Africa. They all speak French. They've forgotten their own language. They all speak, and then about 19 of them speak English. Immediately, you should notice that these English-speaking countries are where you will have no communication problem. So that is the second shortlist you make. First, you decide your topic or your field in which you have passion, and then identify countries where the language is important. The next thing you go is to find out what is the law and order situation in that country. What are the profits that you can make in which sector. When you start working on it, then you gradually zero in on the country and the field everywhere. I must tell you a little story. There was a lady called Ngozi Iweala. Does anybody remember the name? Recall the name? No one? She is now the managing director of the World Trade Organization. When I was in Nigeria, she was the finance minister of Nigeria. So I went across to her and asked her, Excellency, when I am meeting businessmen here, everyone tells me that India is the largest employer of industrial labor with the exception of government of Nigeria. We are the second biggest employment generators in Nigeria, completely. I want to know whether the statistics is right or wrong and what is the source of the statistics. And the finance minister looks at me and says, Ambassador, even I don't think I have the answer to your question, but I can tell you where you can find the answer. You go and meet MAN in Lahore. What is MAN? Manufacturers Association of Nigeria. So I went across to MAN and they received me and they had a big meeting of some 200 people. Then I asked them the same question. This is what the finance minister is asking me that I should ask you. So you tell me, is it true? Are we the second largest employment generators in Nigeria after the government of Nigeria? Then the president said, Excellency, when we have a general body meeting, you will find that 80 to 90% are all Indians. But these 90% Indians, all of them may not be owners, but they will be employees also. The fact is, there are so many Indians in Nigeria who have not gone from India to Nigeria. They went from India to UK, became British citizens, and then went to Nigeria to invest. Then there are some old families who have been living there before India's independence, Indian businessmen who have gone and settled down there, and they hold, some of them hold Nigerian passports, some of them hold American passports, some of them hold Singaporean passports, Sindhis for instance, a lot of Sindhis who hold Singapore passports. They are all sitting there. So when you look at the names and faces, you tend to think that 80 or 90% of the industrial strength of Nigeria comes from them. But many of them are Indians by name, not their passports. So the credit is coming to us. that we are the largest employers. The reason why I told you this story is there is a lot of Indian diaspora in many parts of the African continent, but you must be careful whether to join hands with them and start your empire or do it with somebody else. Maximum number of disputes that I got when I was High Commissioner in Nigeria were between Indians only. They keep fighting among themselves, not just in India, even when they go abroad, they are also fighting among themselves. So you have to be very careful in choosing your subject. Choose your passion, your field, choose your group of countries, then zero in on the country, then start working with local contacts there and start working. And there is an embassy here of that country. Sometimes they are very helpful, sometimes they may be useless, but we'll have to still try. Then there are so many organizations now, the internet is full of people who cheat as well as who help. So you will have to choose carefully so that you get the right people. That is how you start your business. Like this business, I have one story which I was telling of Karnataka to Nigerians is Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty. When he came here and wanted to start a hospital, he had some money which he had saved from UK, and that was not enough to build a big hospital. So he went and asked the government of Karnataka, I want some money to build a hospital. He said, well, we don't give money to build hospitals. We build our own hospitals, government hospitals. We don't give it to private for good old days. So he didn't know what to do. Then he went to, he's from Mangalore, many of you would know. He went to nearby villages and asked, how do you manage your illness? They said, we take local medicines, or it's a smaller disease, you go to primary health care center of the government. So sometimes if it's a smaller town, there will be other doctors. But if you fall off from your bullock cart or from your tractor and break a leg, you will have to come all the way to Bangalore. There is no scope. So Devi Prasad Shetty told them, look, you give me 50 rupees per month, and I will make sure that when you fall sick, seriously sick, which you cannot be treated in the village, you come to Bangalore and treat you. They said 50 rupees a month. That's all. Yeah, I'm just giving you a notional figure, which is insignificant amount. Then this insurance amount of 50 rupees or 100 rupees a month, Dr. Devi Prasad Shetty and an IAS officer called Dr. C.S. Keda, they sat together and designed this Yashaswini scheme. Yashaswini is considered finest model for healthcare because it collects money from the rich and treats poor patients free. That is Yashaswini. The World Bank is very fond of this, and they keep saying that for Devi Prasad Shetty everywhere in the world. So these are all opportunities that are available which have not been fully exploited, and it's for future generation like yours to think in terms of those opportunities and pursue them.
Yes, thank you, sir. We all know that in 1999 December, there was a major incident that took place. That was the hijack of IC-814, Indian Airlines. So during this time, what happened? From Islamabad, a man traveled to Kandahar in order to negotiate along with the Taliban with the militants. So the man himself, we have with us Mr. A.R. Ghanashyam. So speaking of that incident, recalling that incident, how was it actually to negotiate along with the Taliban with the militants? So it was so much of fear. You have put your life on threat there because you can't believe the Taliban, you can't believe the militants. There are many people on the plane there hijacked. So how was the situation actually? And how do you actually, diplomats, do the negotiation during such situations?
Oh, this is a question which has been, I don't know, umpteen number of times it has been asked for me. And I've answered this question in Harvard University, in MIT, in Yale, and God knows how many other places in the world. You know, on 25th of December at 4:30, 1999, Indian Airlines flight took off from Nepal. It was supposed to be in Delhi at 6 o'clock or something. But it got hijacked. And then it went round and round and finally reached Kandahar. And our High Commissioner was a gentleman called G. Parthsarathy. You might have seen him on television. So he put us all the officers together and then said, look, we better keep a close watch on this aircraft. Every time there is an Indian aircraft which is hijacked, it invariably comes to Pakistan, or Pakistan gets involved in it somehow or the other. So we better be ready. So finally the aircraft came to Kandahar. So, and when it came to Kandahar, it was 25th of December. 26th night of December 1999, the High Commissioner called us to his house. He used to live next door. So we went across and he looked, both me and my wife were there, and the High Commissioner tells, Government of India has decided that Ghanashyam will go to Kandahar. So suddenly out of the blue, I am told I have to go to Kandahar. I don't know what I am supposed to do there. How am I supposed to go there? How long will I stay there? What am I supposed to talk to? And whom am I supposed to talk to and what am I supposed to? Nothing, no information whatsoever. You go there with a blank hand. He says, I can't tell you any answers because Government of India has not told me any answers. They have told me that you should go to Kandahar and manage it. What to manage is also unknown. So he said, tomorrow morning you reach the airport, UN will take you, United Nations will take you to Kandahar. So in the morning I packed, I didn't know how much to pack, what to pack. And my mind was a little worried also. More than me, we had two young, very little sons, and they didn't know what was happening. So my wife and I decided to start packing, and we did some kind of packing for basic minimum requirements, because you are not going to go and stay in a 5-star hotel there. God knows where you will be staying. So and I just took an exercise notebook of 200 pages and some pens and pencils and went across. And there was suddenly a plane, small plane, about 20 seaters plane. And I was the only passenger. So that was the first time I felt important. Oh, there is an aircraft which is carrying only me, nobody else, except the pilots. So I went, and it was a 4-hour long flight. Finally we reached Kandahar. So when I reached Kandahar, the aircraft was skiing. So much of long, it's a small aircraft and it takes longer to ski and before coming to a halt. Finally it landed, and when the aircraft ladder was thrown out, I was coming down. First thing that I see is the hijacked aircraft with passengers inside, all shutters down, so nobody could see from inside what was outside, but I could see the aircraft. And then you had two people who were receiving me. One was the local head of United Nations Organization for Coordination of Humanitarian Assistance, UNOCHA. And the other one was the Foreign Minister of Taliban, Wakil. And everybody wanted to know, what did they tell you? What did you tell them first time? I said, I didn't want to tell them anything because I was sitting in that aircraft. I drink full glasses of water in the morning. And then for 4 hours I was sitting in the aircraft which has no toilet. So the only thing that I wanted to do is to go look around the washroom there where you can go. I was not bothered about hijacked aircraft for the Minister of Taliban. I was looking around where the restrooms are, and first thing I did was that. That is, in the foreign service you get training for many things. How to write a speech, how to deliver a speech, how to draft a document in the United Nations, blah blah blah. All that is taught. But nobody teaches you how to negotiate with hijackers. So I went across to the control tower immediately, and then I was put in touch with hijackers. First thing the hijacker does is gives me a shouting, pressing down almost. अरे आप किस देश के वासी हो? What kind of people are you? You are not worried about your 250 citizens who are sitting in this aircraft. You are about maybe 200, about 30 30 foreigners. 48 hours we are sitting here. 48 ಗಂಟೆ ಆಗಿ ನಾವು ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕಾಯ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀವಿ. ನಿಮಗೇನು, you are not even bothered. So I said to my, who says we are not bothered? I have reached here, no? That fellow was, those hijackers were speaking Urdu. So they were not Afghans, they were Pakistanis. So I could make out by their accent that they were not even from Lahore or Islamabad or other parts of the world. They sounded just like Karachi's people who were basically migrants from India. So that I could make out that Urdu. So I had to speak to them and tell them कि देखो, हम खुद आए हैं, आपसे बात कर रहे हैं, इसका क्या मतलब हुआ? हम सरकार की तरफ से आए हैं. Why do you say that we are not interested in coming? Anyway, finally that went on. Then I came down. Then they said, if we don't hear any confirmed news of the arrival of the Indian negotiators, I will start killing one passenger every 15 minutes. And you will find the body on the tarmac. Now, for a moment, I thought this is going out of hand. Then I had to assuage the fellow, tell him that, Sarkar में बहुत कुछ काम करना होता है. Decision has to be taken by the Prime Minister to send a delegation. We can't just let that decide. He has to consult his cabinet. The cabinet has to give him an okay. The cabinet has to read what is written by these secretaries and the ministries, explaining why we should do what we should do. It takes a process, and you can't just like that decide. Finally, he agreed. Then it went back, and we had 5 days, 6 days of constant negotiations. And those were the days where it was Ramadan, and Muslims fast during that time. That's the holy month for them. So, and the food, Kandahar is a small town, and they would give one piece of chicken and one naan around it, and one slice of cucumber and one slice of tomato. And in 2 days, by the time I reached, all the chicken in Kandahar was over, because the flight had 250 people. It was a small town, how many chicken will you have? And it's not a poultry farm. We had to buy it from local people who were rearing chicken, looking after chicken. So finally we had to organize food, everything. Then the negotiations started. For the negotiations you need the basic document. What are the demands of the other side? So we asked the Taliban to please let us know what are the divisions, what are the demands from the hijackers. So they said they are already decided, they have a paper in which they are all written, we can go and collect it from them. So we went across, they opened the door, and a small piece of paper went down. And it was windy, that paper disappeared. So I had to run, because I was the youngest at that time of the lot, so I go catch them. This was 38 demands, including $200 million in cash. And then one body to be exhumed from a burial ground, which is un-Islamic almost. And then another 36 criminals of Pakistan who were arrested and were serving sentences in Indian jails. Anyway, it took us 5 days to negotiate. Finally, we came down to 3 demands. 3 terrorists were released for the sake of 250 passengers and crew. That's how the story ended. But many people say that India should have waited or negotiated even harder, taken more long time. But then there was so much pressure on the government of India from the families of passengers who were in the aircraft. There were demonstrations in front of the Prime Minister's office, and this was a routine affair. And Atal Bihari Vajpayee was a very wise man, but then he had his limitations also. Finally, when we were told that stop the negotiations, and then wherever it is reached, we stopped. Possibly we could have come down to one single demand. Anyway, we released these 3, and one of them whom we released was the mastermind of all subsequent attacks on us. Masood Azhar. Often in Indian media they write Maulana Masood Azhar. Maulana is a very respectable term. It is someone who has understood the Quran, who can communicate in the various ayahs of Quran. This is not that kind of an expert. He's a criminal in more sense than anything else. But that is the price you have to pay. For the price of 250 passengers. Israel in 2011 returned 1,200 prisoners of Palestinians for one soldier, just one soldier. Now it's a different story. That's another long story to tell. I think I've given you in a nutshell what happened in the hijacking story.
Yes, sir, thank you. We are so much short of time, so that's why we are not able to take more questions from the audience. But sir will be here with us. So after the session, we have one more section obviously, and after that, we'll be free enough to discuss with sir, and you can ask your doubts with sir as well. So before concluding the session, sir, I want to ask you one more thing. How do you expect youth? You say youth are the change makers. So how youth can be a part of change making process?
Can you repeat?
How youth can be a part of the change making process? What path would be better on our side?
You know, in India, the biggest advantage we have is more than half the population of India is 42% of the population of India is less than 25 years old. And our median age is 28.5 or 28 years old. Chinese are late 30s, Japan is late 50s. So we are one of the youngest countries in the world. The only other countries which have an average age much lower than ours, like for instance Nigeria, the median age is 19 years. And we are 28 years or 19 years. So that is how population growth will take place. Now, because of this fact that 42% of the country is less than 25 years old, it is important for us to make sure that youth plays its original. First, most important thing is elections. You are all voters. You should decide a government, you should elect a government which does your bidding. What does an ordinary Indian want? He wants a place to live, most important, a school for his children where education is looked after, a hospital nearby where his old parents can go get treated, and the most important last one, a job for the breadwinner of the family, so that he can look after the education of his children, medical treatment of his parents, and the requirements of running the family and the house. This is what we want. And how do you achieve this? Jobs. Now, everybody here says, the government is not creating jobs. Government is not creating jobs. Now, believe you me, it's not the job of the government to create jobs. Government will recruit civil servants. Maybe every year they will recruit 1,000 civil servants, 1,000 doctors, and 1,000 soldiers. But the soldiers are now become needy. You don't know. It's no longer recruitment which used to be in the past. The reason why I am telling you this is you have to create your own job. Government is not going to create a job. The job of the government is to create an enabling environment so that the jobs are created. Make sure that there are connecting roads. Make sure that there is electricity. Make sure that there is water supply. Make sure that there is a facilitating and easy bureaucracy which helps businessmen to set up industries. This is the job of the government, not to create jobs. And your job is to create a job for your own self. And tomorrow's generation is not keen on 9 to 5. I find more and more people, my own children, they either want to do their own business or they want to work from home. They don't want to go to office 9 o'clock to 6 o'clock. He says a lot of time is wasted if you go to office. This is a different generation. What I suggest, the way I look at today's youth is, they are aware, they are better informed than us, thanks to the internet. The only thing that worries me is the fake news of the digital world. So you have to make sure that you don't get caught up in fake news and go the wrong way. Make sure that you see whatever you hear and whatever you view, you must decide what is in your best interest, what is in your country's interest, and don't waste your time, because WhatsApp can finish you off. A good student can become a bad student because of WhatsApp. A sound mind can become a useless mind because of WhatsApp, if you are not careful. Just imagine if you are spending 6 hours a day looking at WhatsApp. That is 6 hours a day gone. And 8-9 hours is gone anyway for sleeping, another 2-3 hours is gone for eating. And how much time is there? 10 hours of time left, 6 hours you have on WhatsApp. And you cannot retain so much of whatever you read. So you decide your passion and find out what routes you have to take. And I personally feel more and more young people that I have come across are keen to do work on their own, create their own businesses, create their own opportunities. And there are so many opportunities. I could not even imagine 1% of what jobs are now available. And I sit on the board of civil service interviews for the last 4-5 years, and I see a large number of aspirants to civil services. The quality, general quality has come down because everybody is old. People are, now the government has made that you can take any number of attempts. Up to 32 years, you can keep appearing for civil service. It's not, in my opinion, it is not good. You must recruit people below 24, 25, and then they have 35 years of service with the government. But if you recruit somebody at 32, before he reaches halfway through the growth chart of the government, he'll retire. Forget about becoming a secretary or an additional secretary, he may not even become joint secretary. So there is no point in appearing for civil service if you are already 30. Just leave it. If you tried for it and didn't make it, that is not the end of the world. There are many people who are doing much better without joining the civil service. You can also be one of them. So I feel that there are more opportunities in India by virtue of the innovative minds of our young generation. So I hope you will be able to make a difference, and you start with selecting the right leadership for yourself. Make sure you understand your member of legislative assembly, MLA. Everybody should know who is their MLA and what does he do for the constituency. Who is your MP? What does he do? If he is not communicating with you, make sure that he doesn't come back again. That is in your hands. So, and if you do that, then the country will be safe. That's what makes life easier. And God willing, we will be much better off than we are. We will become the third largest economy in my lifetime. We may even become the second largest economy in the very near future, in your lifetime, for sure. There are calculations already being done in some parts that India will be number one economy. It will overtake China as well as the United States within the current century. That is one view. I don't know whether it will happen, but there are people who believe it will happen. So good luck and Godspeed for whatever you want to do. And I hope that I have been of some utility for you to think more carefully. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for being a part of our today's session and interacting with us. This time in the State Youth Conclave, you have been our part, and last time during National Youth Conference, Ruchi Madam had been a part of our session. The Spark couple had been very supportive to our trust, Akanksha Charitable Trust. Thank you so much, sir. We hope we'll find more occasions to be interactive with you. Thank you so much for giving us your valuable time, sir.
Thank you very much.
I request.
Thank you very much, Dhani.
I request Shashi Kumar Shetty, sir. We are starting our next session. Introduction to our next session guest, Dr. Kishan Rao. Dr. Kishan Rao, who completed MBBS from Bangalore Medical College and Research Institute, Bengaluru, MS General Surgery from Agartala Government Medical College, Assistant Professor at AJ Institute of Medical Sciences, Mangalore. He is trained in laparoscopy, robotic surgery and endoscopy. He has achieved basic life support and advanced cardiac life support provider certification from NHCPS USA. He is the recipient of Honorary B.S. Roy Award for the service in medical and social field. He is the founder and chief of the White Army, free online medical education platform for more than 1.6 lakh members all over the country and abroad. He is the chief editor and publisher of Language of Healthcare phrase books in Kannada, Tulu, Bengali, Kokboro, Malayalam, Tamil, Telugu, Hindi, Marathi, Gujarati, Assamese and Odia languages. He is the founder of the Empower Society to empower humanity and initiative for social service. He also a Carnatic classical vocalist and can play 8 musical instruments proficiently. His areas of interest are teaching, social service, research, health awareness sessions, medical camps, motivational and career guidance, talks, blood donation, music, etc. We are very honored to have you over here, sir. And over to you, sir.
Same here. Am I audible? Same here. Okay. I also feel very proud and happy here. First of all, after such a wonderful talk by an eminent and experienced person like Ghanashyam sir, might not seem little bored or low to you all. But one thing, sir, wherever this name Ghanashyam is there, every field there on the top only. Like in the administrative field, we have our own Ghanashyam sir here. In my own surgery field also, one of the top most surgeons of our country is Dr. Ghanashyam Hegde. So I think the name has got something in that. So thank you so much, sir, for that wonderful talk that has set a very good platform for mine. So first of all, very good morning to you all, and welcome you all for this talk on the topic usually was giving back to society. How can youth contribute for the welfare of the society? So first of all, thank you for all coming. I love to see these young and dynamic minds here who are very keen and eager to make a long-lasting impact in the society, also to make a very distinguished difference in your community. Correct? That's why you're all here, out of your routine works or routine studies. Out of only hundreds of students, only few of you are coming here. That means you have that urge in you. Yes, I want to do something different. Yes, I am not like others. I want special. I want to do some contribution to the society. Correct? That urge in you has brought you all here. Not you yourself have not come here. Or just for the force of others, some friends called you, that's why you're coming here. No, that's not the case. You're here with that urge to do that difference. So, can I have that slide change? Today, particular talk, 20-25 minutes talk, I will not bore you much. I have some 5-6 slides in which I will be narrating my own story. Is it okay? Yes. It's not exaggerating or boosting oneself. Why I am telling my own story? Because you can relate better then. Yes, a student or a young fellow from a similar background like us, if he has achieved or if he could reach there, means we all can do much better than him. That's the aim. I am from a very remote village background. with no one in the, no doctors in the family. Why I say that? Because I don't mean derogate myself that I am from a very village. I am proud of that fact. But why I am mentioning it before, and because village I have got very less opportunities in my childhood or my student life. My exposure was very minimal. I didn't get much opportunities or exposure in my student life. Even then, I have come here means you all are much better position than mine. So you can achieve much bigger than mine. That's the statement I wanted to make it clear in the beginning itself. So let me narrate some of my own experiences so that you can also relate better and you can emulate similar ones. So first of all, I would like to thank Team Akanksha headed by Dr. Shresh Bhatt and his wonderful team for this excellent opportunity. First of all, yes, I would like to ask some of my younger friends here, what do you mean, what do you understand by giving back to society? Why we should give anything back to society? What's the need? Can anyone please help me with the answer? What do you mean by giving back to society? Yes, please. Good morning, Smitha. Yes, very well.
Right. So basically, whatever we get from society, it's almost a two-way road. Whatever we
Perfect.
get, we need to give it back. So in a way, giving back to society can be in the form of gestures or actions that we as individuals do to just reciprocate the
Excellent.
exactly what.
Same thing I was expecting. You know, great Greek philosopher Aristotle?
Yes.
We all have heard, no? He said, not now, centuries ago, human being is a social animal. We cannot live alone. We live in a society with the mutual understanding and mutual benefits. Okay, I can't live alone. We're all mutually dependent on each other. How much I may have crores of money, I have all the assets in my world, but still, can I live alone? Is it possible? I have hundreds of cars, man. Not one, 100 of cars. Can I live alone? No. I have to be dependent on this society or you all for my sustainability. Correct? So this becomes a moral obligation. When I am dependent on someone or something, I have to intern something, I have to help it out in some or other ways. So social responsibility is the first thing. That's the importance of giving back. We have a social responsibility or a kind of moral obligation to give back. I'll give my own example. I did my, as they mentioned, I did my basic undergraduation, MBBS from a Bangalore Medical College. Free seat, merit seat, full free. I completed my entire MBBS in maybe just less than 50,000. Okay? So, oh, it came, no, nothing great about that. All that came at a cost of what? Whose money? See, yes, I have done it at the cost of your money. Yes, I have not spent, but others have spent for me. The seat free means, okay, there is no expenditure at all, there is no free, I'll sit on the road, no, not like that. Everything is at a cost, comes at a cost. But whose cost? What cost? At the society's cost. Okay, so and I go to hospitals and my teacher teaches. How they teach? On some patients. I learn from my patients, not from my books. So, who are they? Patients. Is there any obligation for him that I should be like an experimental piece for any student? No. But still he cooperates. Yes. If today I am helping him to learn, today he may in turn serve some other people. Understand? So he is also contributing to my education, my progress. And what happens immediately? You see, you are bound with so many obligations now. So all the taxpayers have contributed for your education. So many thousands of patients have made you a doctor now. Kuch to banta hai, hai na? You can't just leave them like that. So that's why doctor's job. You understand? Why it is 24/7 or they say no, doctor should be available, back and call all the time. This is the reason. Okay, nothing great about that. That's why I'm ready now. Any patient ask me for any help, I'm ready to do any time because I have become doctor because of them. Because of patients, I'm a doctor. So doctor is for patient. That's the responsibility, social responsibility we have. But ripple effect. What is ripple effect? Dear friends, small acts of kindness makes a lot of difference. Small acts of kindness. For example, what I'll tell for everything, every point, I'll find one example and I'll give you one more idea to you so that you can also do the similar thing. Is that okay? What I did, during my second year, third year BBS, just knowing few medical things. Sundays, I was free, relatively free on Sundays in Bangalore. What to do? I don't go out, I don't roam around the malls, I don't have much friends, or I don't have anything. Sundays I'm free. What I used to do? I used to go to a nearby slum or nearby park or somewhere like that. I go, I have little knowledge. Although I'm not a doctor to treat, I have some knowledge about the medical conditions. So what I used to do? I used to go to a park on Sundays, sit. Some kids should be playing there. I used to call them, please come here, see I have what I got for you, something, come. They'll come, then I'll test their teeth, dentition. That's alright. You know, kids, what the most common problems they will have? Caries they will have, visual problems they will have. All those things I used to check. For that you need not be a doctor. Anyone with the minimum common sense also can do that. So I used to check that, see, to show your teeth, okay. See how much is this, okay. Can you see properly? Close your eyes and check. All those things I used to do. And if I find any problems in them, I used to tell, please call your parents. Yes, they used to call the parents, and I used to tell them, see, your baby has got some caries. If it treated in the early years, it can be cured. Otherwise, you need to have a root canal or bigger surgery, or it may have to be removed. See what I did? Small gesture of kindness towards the kids. It could have saved, see, vision. Otherwise, in 1-2 years, the vision would have gone. Just my small intervention at the early years that saved his eyes. What happened? I started initially with the all alone. My friends started noticing it. Yes, every Sunday Kishan is going somewhere and doing something. Let me also go with him. Let me also do something. So everyone started joining me. White coated army. I built a white army means what? White coated. White coated doctors. Uniform. What's the uniform of white doctors? This white coat. Doctor means first thing comes to our mind is the white coat, apron, right? So what is army? When you hear the word army, what comes to our mind? Army means what? What is this? Discipline. What is that? Army means discipline. Everything. See, nicely they do discipline. So what is the white army? It's not some racist army, but it is white coated, like-minded, disciplined army of medical students. Started with one fellow, now it's have more than 2 lakh members all over India and world. A small act of kindness started with. I started with one simple WhatsApp group. What I used to do is, from childhood I had this urge or passion for teaching or helping others. What I used to do, I used to go to hospital. My hospitals were Bangalore Medical College Hospital means one of the biggest in the country, one of the best in the country. I used to get all variety of cases to see every day. I used to take a photo of the case, interesting case, and post it in the WhatsApp. And everyone will learn that. Everyone will learn that. By evening, I used to put the right answer for that case. What is the case? How is that? Everything. So everyone could learn. That was a initial. Nowadays, WhatsApp is not a big thing. In my time, it was a starting of WhatsApp. Nobody knew that social media, WhatsApp, all those things. So that made a lot of impact. Second group, third group, fourth group created it. Filled. I had around 60-70 groups to manage every day. Around 50,000 students on WhatsApp I used to manage with these questions and all every day. Okay, small ripple effects. Personal growth. Yes. Ultimately what? You do all those things for what? You have come here. For what? You are, by doing something, ultimately you yourself transforming for the better. Personality development or personal growth. Here. Once upon a time I was also sitting there to transform myself or to learn. Now I have come here. Tomorrow you will also come here and tell you. So that's the importance of giving back. When we give back, my motto of White Army is help others to help ourselves. When you help others, see, by teaching others, who gets more maximum benefit? Okay, whether he will understand or not, you will definitely understand what are your lacunae, how much you understood, how much you really remember things. Correct? He will be just sitting and looking at your face. But correct, no? By helping others, who is getting benefited? Help others to help ourselves. So, what are the ways to give back? What are the different ways? Okay, yes, now we have decided that I want to give back to society. What are the different ways in which I can? Volunteerism. Now, the best ways are Akanksha volunteers. So many of them now come here. They also have their own colleges, education and jobs, everything. Still they have come. One workshop is there conducted. So they all have come here. What makes them to come here and to take part so actively? Can anyone, I want to take it from you only, better. Instead of me telling, one of you, any senior volunteers here? Yes, you only, please.
Hello.
Yes, you are?
I'm Avnish.
Okay, Mr. Avnish. What made you to join this Akanksha team? You are a volunteer, right?
Yes.
What made you to join this Akanksha team and how are you getting benefited by Akanksha?
Actually, Srisha sir was my sir.
Okay.
He used to take
You
LSC.
were my junior, now join here?
No. There was just a message that was with our friends circle that there is this organization which is doing things like this. So initially I was free on Sundays and Saturdays. I thought, why not do something else than what we are doing regularly. There was no special motivation to do this. But later, one by one, everything joined and we started enjoying doing this. Every Sunday when we go out, meet kids, teach them something new. With the happiness in their face, we could also get more happier. So that motivated us to be here. And then whenever there is a new message that this is being organized, some new event is being organized, from normal or mundane things, it just gets a change and being in a group doing things for the betterment of the society. So this motivates us.
It keeps you motivated to do more and better.
Yes.
Excellent. Please give me a big. So volunteerism. You have to volunteer yourself in the beginning. Okay? In the beginning, you will try to join with others. I'll give a small example for volunteerism. In my White Army, what happens? It's a big network of students. One student volunteers. He takes a case, very interesting case in his hospital, and he volunteers himself to present that case in an online platform. It's a big platform. Students are usually nervous, but somehow one student volunteers to take up the responsibility, and he presents the case to one of the best mentors in the country or the world. I bring the best of the best teachers for that topic, and the student presents that case to him, and thousands of students watch it. So it's a wonderful opportunity. Simultaneously, you are learning from the mentor as well as you are teaching to your students. By your understanding, you will prepare well for your presentation, correct? If you are doing a seminar, means you will present really well about that topic, and you are presenting the seminar. You will learn from your teacher or from the books, and now you are also student, but simultaneously you are teaching to your friends in a better way. Ultimately, understood? Just what it takes, little bit of courage to come forward to volunteer yourself. Please volunteer whenever and wherever possible. You are not, it's in your field, interest or don't know. See, initially he was also not knowing what it's all about. He started coming here, he started working together and he enjoyed it. Okay, so my first suggestion would be voluntarily go. What I started one initiative. When I was a Mangalore Medical College third year MBBS student, I was very much keen to donate blood. I knew the importance of donating blood. It saves a lot of people. More than that, it helps increase my own immunity. By donating blood, I told you, it's not the other people you are saving, but you are saving yourself. How? By enhancing your immunity. When you donate blood, you get rid of all the old blood cells and you get new blood. So who got benefited by blood donation? You think I saved his life? No. You saved your own life by donating blood. Okay, so I started one data system. As a student like you all, my name is Kishan. I am from BMC. My phone number is this. My blood group is O positive. If anytime anyone requests, please contact me. One Excel sheet I created. And I spread it all across my classmates everywhere. And that data got filled, and now more than 1,500 students got enrolled voluntarily. And we gave this data to the hospital. Victoria Hospital means it's a okay. So many people die just because not having enough blood. The lady delivering starts bleeding. No blood available. She will die. Along with the kid will also die. So what's required is 1 or 2 units of blood there to save 2 lives. And in emergency, it's not available. So what they will do? They'll see the data. Oh, Kishan, O positive is already available. One more. Shashikant, O positive available. Please come. Urgent need of blood. You immediately rush to the hospital, donate the blood. What it took? Only hardly 20 minutes of time. Meantime, I got juice, apple, immunity, everything. Back. Understood? Now it's still, I left 15 years ago that college, even now it's going on. This data system has become a very big data. And this no dearth of any blood there. See what I did? Just one created an Excel sheet. What it took for me? Huh? It's a small example for volunteering. Mentorship, yes. Now we all have learned so many things here from the eminent speakers and the experienced people. Now that it's our duty, you cannot do it. See, what's your name? Myself, Charlie. Huh? Charlie, okay? Charlie, you learn many things. How much impact you can do as an individual? Very limited. It's limited, no? Your area of interest or your place, that's it. But if you teach the same thing to 10 more people, what will be the effect? Correct? That 10 people is exponential. The growth is exponential. So what I request you all from the younger now itself, you take the responsibility of mentorship. You learn, along with it you teach someone else also. Take this mentorship. Let's grow. That should be the attitude. It's not individual progress. It should be let's grow. Come on. Let's go together. Let's progress together. So that kind of mentorship attitudes you should develop. What's philanthropy? See, philanthropy doesn't mean only giving away money like Bill Gates does or Satya Nadella does. Zuckerberg, 99% of my shares will be given to Zuckerberg's association. Not like that. As a student also, we can do philanthropy. Okay, I am earning 100 rupees today. I have got 100 rupees pocket money from my parents. I'll spend 80 rupees myself, 20 rupees I'll save. My friend is there who is dire, who doesn't get any pocket money, is very economically deprived. I can give directly money, 20 rupees, take this man, I feel very pity for you, no. Instead what I do, I buy, if I require 2 notebooks, I'll buy only 1 notebook for myself, another I'll give it to, please have it, man, it's a gift from myself. See, there's a nice book I thought I'll have to for you also. That's also philosophy. That's also philosophy. Okay, understood. We are giving some books to the other friends or some whatever required. So what happened? Again, ripple effect. Your friend saw that and me giving the book to him, he will also feel the same. He will also give. Ultimately, all his requirements are fulfilled without any need of money, and you also got satisfied. Yes, I helped someone to educate better. Okay, don't think philanthropy means only for bosses who billionaires. No. Okay, in fact, poorest of the poor people does more philanthropy in our country. Okay. Next, what's the impact of giving back? Yes, one of the biggest qualities of a leader is to inspire others. Just like I told now, you alone can do, but in a limited scope. But if you inspire others, for this matter, I believe in social media, but not for anything else. Yes, now today when Akanksha has organized one good workshop here, you have to post this in a social media. Yes, we have conducted a workshop, youth conference for 300 odd students who got benefited. This will what? So many people, thousands of people will see that post and get inspired by that. Correct? I did one, how I celebrate my birthdays, you know. Usually I go to some orphanage homes or some army camp somewhere and I give, instead of cutting cake and all, I distribute something there in orphanages. And I put a post-it in a, it's not just for posting itself I'm going there, no. No, not that way, don't think that way. Because after going there and doing all the things, I'll post it in the, whatever, social media. What happens? Oh, nice. This way also can be birthday, can be celebrated. Diwali, what I did, for Diwali, instead of bursting crackers and all, I bought all the diyas of a old lady sitting roadside. I got these ideas from a social media post only. See? I also got inspired from other posts. No, roadside, an old lady, her entire 3-4 months she had spent on making that diyas, and she was selling it for 10 rupees, 20 rupees, struggling hard, all day, the sunlight sitting. What I did? Radhima, give me all those diyas. How much it cost? 2,000 takes. her day also done. She blessed me profusely. She was happy. I'm also happy. I'll distribute it. I went to a nearby hearing disabled children there. I gave you all the diyas to them. You all light it together. Celebrate Diwali. Done. Understood? So, you can inspire, by inspiring others, you need to inspire others. By your actions should be so emulative and inspiring to the others. Addressing societal challenges. What I did? As a student, you need not be addressing big issues like poverty or all those things. As a student, what I can do? I was hostile. In my MBBS time, I was hostile. What I found is there is a lot of wastage going on in government hostels. Lots of food wastage happens. What I started is at 10 p.m. I used to go to my hostel. I used to carry some 20 paper bags, paper covers box. What are the remaining foods were there? I used to pack it in one box rice, in one box dal. And I carried in a carry bag in bike, 4 of us. My 2 friends in one bike, another 2 friends in another bike. We used to go in 2 roads in Bangalore. Who were the roadside crippled people were lying up. We used to distribute the food to them. We used to distribute them as a student. And no investment, zero investment, only petrol charge 20-30 rupees. That's 1 hour of your time in the night, 10 to 11 o'clock. What I did is to distribute the food. My intention is not distributing the food. If not me, some God will give him the food. It's not. I don't think that because of me he's surviving, he's getting the food. No, I don't have such delusions. My intention as a student is, I don't have saving the resources. Excellent. Saving the, what was the impact of this initiative? My initiative is called Hope India Initiative. Okay, curb their hunger. Okay, that was my initiative, Hope India. Within 2-3 months, I had to stop this initiative. Why? Because there was no wastage at all. Students started seeing okay, all of you are wasting, that's why it's happening. So they started using judiciously. But this one small initiative has spread all over India, almost all the government hospitals still following this. They are doing this. Students, they get some interest or joy or some kind of contentment doing this. So small acts you can do, you can inspire, you can spread it all across. Strengthen the communities. Yes, you have to build a very strong community of your own. You are engineering students here? Sorry, finance? Okay, whatever. I, as a medical student, I started Empath Society. The empath means what? Empathy. What do you mean by empathy? Empathy means, it's not like sympathy. Sympathy means, empathy means, what if, stepping on their shoes. What if my own brother was there in this condition, suffering like that? What if I myself got injured like that? What I would have done? That's called empathy. So doctors should have this. I just qualify for doctors to have empathy, treating everyone as his own family members or his own siblings. So I started Empath Society for all the doctors or medical students to develop this empathy and compassion. I built a very strong network of this, and we regularly conduct medical camps, awareness camps. I don't believe in treatment. I believe in preventing. 75% of the disease can be easily prevented. Only 25% of the disease requires treatment. Correct? So Empath Society was the initiative to build a strong community. So engineering community. What is the problem with the engineering community right now? Is unemployment maybe or lack of skilled personnel. So you find out such small lacunae and try to cope up with that. Understanding? Okay. So you need not worry about the nation's problems. You just be concerned about your own community's problems. What common engineers are facing? How can I go about this? Clear? Okay. So try to have some ideas to strengthen your own communities. So during all these different ways of dealing with the giving back to society, we come across some of the obstacles, practical obstacles. Like, yes, you have to manage between you are a finance student now. You are a student, you have to learn, study, and also manage some family works also, and some obligations also. So how do you manage time? I think nobody can answer this question better than Dr. Shishbhat is here. Out. He's a wonderful, Dr. Shish is anyway. He's a wonderful person. I always follow him. Wonderful person. He is a teacher in a lecturer in a college. He manages that. He's a founder and manager of such a wonderful charitable trust. He does so many. Dr. Srish, I was asking a question about this. One practical obstacles which come in our way as a hurdle when we want to execute this giving back to society is time management. They are students. They have to manage their studies also. Meanwhile, they have to from your charity works also. They have to your volunteers. They face this dilemma whether I have to give importance to studies or I should be giving some time to which are more interested in, like a NGO organization. So how can they manage the time better? Because I told you are the best example. You manage multiple things at a time. You give enough family time to your family. Also, you are a small kid. You manage them.
Yeah, easier.
Yes, yes. You take from now only training started. See, from 1 year ago, he keeps all parents always happy. He keeps taking them to all the trips, everything. He keeps his entire team happy all the time with so many activities and everything. He is a wonderful teacher. He has does a lot of activities. The Granatha Mitra is a wonderful initiative. So how can one person can do so many things at a time? How do you manage? You have 40 tasks a day.
Nothing like that. I think from students' perspective, I think they have their answers. I generally ask them to check their screen time. Okay. Generally the screen time, whenever I ask them, just to check. So generally their screen on time will be 8 to 9 hours. And I ask them whether you use this mobile for 8 to 9 hours, any productive? No. So I think there is a time. They can give into their life, like by volunteering.
Priorities.
Yeah, ultimately it's about priorities. So I think if you come down with the screen time, I think you can do better. But of course my screen time is not very low because I have to be in touch with others. But still, yeah.
See, my example I'll give you. My student life, I used to manage everything. They told us so many things. You might have wondered, how can I do anyone, one person can do so many things. What I used to do, I was a university badminton captain. And I used to play all the musical everything. And I also study topper also. How I used to manage is, if I go, for example, if I go to a tournament, I went to Pune for a badminton tournament 5 days. What happened? I have to focus there for only about badminton, winning the tournament. But I still am a medical student. All my friends will be what they will be doing. They will be studying hard. I lost my 5 precious days. When I come back, I will be having a burnout moment. Oh my God, I wasted 5 days playing there. All my friends are studying very hard. I did, my God. Okay. So, what I do now with that pressure, I will study. Understood? What your friends are doing? 10 hours they are sitting in front of the book, but how much quality was there? Only 2 hours they studied, rest 8 hours, they were thinking about you. My God, I am studying and my friend is playing and enjoying there. Whether yesterday status, let me see. You are not good, then his time will be wasted there. But you have do you have blood pressure? Do you have BP? Anyone has BP here? You have BP. Yeah, excellent answer. Excellent. All of you have BP. If you don't have BP, you will die. Correct, na? What it is? Essential BP means normal blood pressure you have. If there is no pressure at all, you are all science students or finance students. Without any pressure, will any work can be done? Any blood will flow without any pressure? You have blood pressure, but it is within normal limits. So if you have some pressure, anything pressure like that, you will study well. Without any stimulation, without any pressure, you will not study. It will be just, book will be open, it may be Facebook or textbook. Okay, you will not be studying. So, sometimes we have to prioritize things. Yes, today I have spent 5 hours there, I will come back and cope up with that time in some other way. So you are matured enough to understand all those things, time management, I will not go into details. Resources and funding. Mine is a free online teaching platform, but I still spend 25,000 per month. My total free. I never collected even single rupee from any of my members so far, but I have to still spend 25,000 every month for so many years now. It becomes a big burden on me. So I have to look into this funding and resources also. For your any activities, now you are students, you don't have any source of income, you have to find out some source of funding. What I did, again, in that also charity. I created one book. They told us so many books names in the Malayalam, Tamil, so many things they know. 12 languages, I published a book. Simple PDF, nothing. 50 pages, simple PDF. What is the book for that? You have come from? No, you're from Tamil Nadu. You come from Chennai to Mangalore to study engineering or medical, for that medical. You don't know local language. You have to know how to interact with the patients. You can't expect the patient to know Tamil. You should be knowing Kannada. So what I did, there's a medical doctor's language, whatever is there. I wrote it in the local language. I translated it to all the Indian languages, Bengali, Malayalam, whatever languages I translated. Now any students from Bangalore going to Assam will buy my book. I'll just nominal fee of 50 rupees I'll collect for each PDF. So every day, I didn't invest anything for that book. Zero. On PDF I created. But I distributed for the students for 50 rupees. They got a lot of benefit out of that. Okay. Every day I collect 500 rupees, like the 10 books will be distributed. I collect 500 rupees. This 500 rupees, 15,000 I collect every month like that. This should be utilized for again for students. Understood? So you have to find out your own ways like this. You can't keep dependent on others. You give me money, you give me that much, I am doing this great work, you give me 25,000. Why anyone will give to you? They have their own headaches. So you have to resort to your own ways like this to raise the funds. Nurturing empathy and compassion, that's the need of the hour. As students, we are becoming more and more mechanical. Mechanical means not tech savvy. Mechanical means no emotions. Emotions are becoming less and less. We are becoming more egoistic. So we have to become more, any field for that matter, financial or engineering, whichever field you go, the two characteristics which makes you outsmart others is empathy. As a boss, you are a boss, you have to have empathy for your employees. Yes, if he could not do means he had some problem. Otherwise, he intentionally didn't do that. If you have that kind of empathy or compassion towards others, that will take you way higher. Okay. So, it's done. Not more. Next slide. Okay. So, just 5 minutes more. Organizers. Sorry. Being a doctor is way beyond healing. My perspective is doctor means, the word meaning, Latin meaning means to educate others. You know, doctor is not treating others. Doctor word meaning literally means to educate others. What I have learned in the last 15 years, I will try to teach you in a simple language in 15 minutes. That's my duty as a doctor. Okay, so it's way beyond healing. A doctor's job is done when he touches not only the patient but also society at large. That's my concern and motto. So I took an effort to unite all the like-minded doctors together for better health care. That's called White Army. Help others to help ourselves. So it's a band of white-coated, like-minded medicos who share their knowledge in our platforms and discuss medical issues to bring out worldwide revolution in medical education. So this is the white, what I was meaning, white, white coat. Okay, and this is what I meant by army. See, by looking at this, what is the first thing impression you get? This discipline. Correct? So white army is disciplined doctors. I believe in only one virtue. You might have 100 virtue. I believe in only one, that is discipline. If you have discipline, everything will follow. Your discipline means you will sit in time. If you sit in time, automatically you will study. Your sincerity, punctuality, honesty, whatever you say, 100 virtues will come. You will follow one virtue, that is, and which is lacking. It's a single platform. So worldwide, there is only one platform like White Army, to where you can discuss all variety of cases. Especially for undergraduates and postgraduates, and which is totally free. And renowned teachers, I get all the best of the best teachers for that particular topic. So there's a saying in White Army, you are divided by colleges but united by White Army. You may belong to NFI college, Conjure college, whichever college, but ultimately you get to learn from the one same best teacher here in White Army. Okay? And there's a vast collection of all the clinical cases, etc. in all social media platforms, in Telegram, Instagram, everywhere I keep posting about the, what a small knowledge I get today, I'll share it with everyone. Okay, these are some of the best websites, what they wrote upon us. White Army is one of the best medical case presentation channels ever created. Many lectures are listing up top for India there, okay? Okay, these are some of the compliments we got. The White Army has been a huge blessing for all the medical students worldwide. Professors are so passionate about the subjects. The White Army is the best channel for practicals. See, I passed MBBS because of White Army, they say. So many, I passed my MD exam because of why I am showing this. Because these small messages like this. Yes, one student has passed his MBBS because of one. Why Tommy means how much responsibility you got, but that makes your responsibility much bigger. Yes, now I have to do much more for them, much better for them. This was to keep you motivated. You also, when you do some good things to others, when they appreciate you, that will keep you motivated. So, okay, this is when I was doing the post-graduation surgery in Agartala. It's a tribal area, fully tribal areas. If I have a post-duty off, I have done 24 hours work continuous. Next day I have some 8 hours off to sleep. But I will sleep only 4 hours. Another 4 hours I go to a school like this, a school, and I teach them what are the common problems they face, how to prevent them. This is what I used to do. I prioritize my things. I can sleep, I can survive with 4 hours of sleep, no problem. But children will be benefited only if I educate them. That was my priority. I used to go to, next slide. Yeah, so see, they are all deaf and dumb children. You can keep them happy. Next slide. It's my entire team, Impact Society team. All the medical students, I could take them along. It was a good training for them also, and a good experience for the children also. Next slide. Yes, I used to go to airport securities, army camps, all the army people. When I was a student, also when I was a student, I used to do. Not when I was a doctor or surgeon. As a student, I used to go to all the camps, everywhere. Whatever little knowledge I have, I used to share about that. So, this gives a big idea. How can you do better? Next slide. See, I used to go to so many medical colleges and talk about career counseling. Whatever I was little good at, I used to share with others. I used to see so many books. So far, I have published around 20 books. 20 books. I said, this was as a student I did. I used to go to all the medias, so TV channels, radio, whenever they call, I go. Not for publicity or popularity, but to share my knowledge and educate the society, mass. I felt only the way to bring out the change is by educating others, by creating awareness. Yes, that's it. Thank you so much for that. And I crossed the 10 minutes for me. I'm really sorry for that, organizers. Now let's interact. Any questions you have, we can take for another 5-10 minutes. Yes, please. Yes, question. Oh, we'll begin.
Wait, sir.
Thank you so much, sir, for your energetic talk. Now, I would like to request Rajeshwari Najekar, student of Katil Ashok Pai Memorial Institute, Shivamoga, to moderate this session with Kishan Rao, sir. Thank you. Motivation is what that gets you started, consistency is what that keeps you going, and today we have an eminent personality with us who has motivated thousands and thousands of young minds and has showed us the path that consistency is the path to success. I welcome you, sir. I also welcome all the delegates who are eagerly waiting to clear your doubts. Before that, sir, when I was going through your details and researching a bit about you, the first thought that came to my mind that this person is so inspiring and there is so much to learn from him, and I guess all the delegates would surely agree with this. So my very first question to you is that, sir, you spoke on social anemia. My question is that today the youth are getting addicted to social media and having internet addiction. How can we shift this mindset of social media addiction to social service and serving back to the society?
Excellent. For that, my hashtag is study mania in social media. Okay, what's that? Study mania in social media. You can utilize anything and everything. See, even what's that? Take any tool for that matter. Even a scissor. Scissor, a surgeon uses to become a life saving. The same scissor used by a butcher, it will be a tool is the same. One can use it for saving lives, another using it for killing life, taking off life. Okay, so social media, anything for that matter, your knowledge, anything. for either ways. Okay, yes. So, what you told? Social media also, you can utilize either ways. Like, I use it for only my productivity in the sense, not as entertainment tool, but as a study tool. There's a lot of knowledge available in social media. Twitter, the latest advancements, what's happening around the world in the field of medical sciences, I come to know through my social media channels. So there are so many, there are students who create nice mnemonics about a topic, some nice interesting images or some animations about a topic in their social media handles. I use them. Okay, so yes, and what the word she used was very pertinent, addiction. There should not be any, addiction means what? You cannot live without that. You have no, even if you don't get any message, you always feel like opening your mouth and checking for messages. That's a addiction. You know there is definitely no message or nothing is there, but still every 5 minutes you have to take out your mobile and check for the messages. That's what that is not good. Okay, instead like screen time teachers are told, you should restrict yourself only between 7 to 8 p.m. in the evening. I use my social media. That too maximum for study or my own productivity rather than for gossiping about others or chit-chatting about others or finding faults in others. Okay? So yes, some essential entertainment is required. Agreed. But entertainment is not the sole purpose of our life. If you spend your student life for entertainment, then your whole life will become entertainment for others. Okay, if your student life you spend judiciously, your time you manage wisely, then you will be a very resourceful person and entire country will be looking up to you. Okay? Otherwise, ulta. So you are matured enough, this age you are matured enough to know at least what's good for you and what's not. So I don't say these are the drawbacks, these are the good things about social media and all, but be aware. Anything, even a atiyadare, amrutavu, anything done excessively, not good. Just like Kishan mentioned, have a screen time. Yes, 1 hour, between 7 to 8 p.m. or any 1 hour of the day or 2 hours of the day, just spend it for social media or beyond that.
Thank you, sir. Now let's go with questions from delegates. I know all are eagerly waiting to ask your question. We'll go with 2 questions. Any 2?
Namaste, sir. I'm Shreyas from Mangalore University, I'm a biotech student. So my question is that when they mentioned about 8 classical instruments and stuff like that, so I'm more having more affinity to that field. So what I see is those things take a lot of dedication, time and effort. It's not like you can learn within a crash course like what we get today, the crash courses in music or whatever. It takes that much of time and dedication over years and that much of dedication. And on the other side you have all the other activities. You already spoke about time, but still how did you manage to learn 8 instruments? One thing is that, and one more thing is whenever we do some sort of work like this, we always have somebody who comes, who pull you down or just comment that ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ದಾನ ಶುರಕರಣ ಯಾಕೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು medical job ನೋಡಿ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಇದು. So how did you overcome that, and how did you constantly keep up? Because initial is
difficult.
To kickstart it's a big problem. So how did you come up?
Excellent. I think it's not just your question. Mostly 90% of the students having the same question here. So you see, if you are interested and about really passionate about 8 or 18 instruments, I talk about more than 10-12 languages. I hardly take 1 month to learn any new language. I went to Trivandrum for my MCH, I learned Malayalam in 1 month. I went to Bengal for my MS, I learned the local language in 1 month. Not just Bengali, but even the local tribal language, Kokburab, that also I learned in 1 month. Nothing great about that. I am not telling that, yes, I learned this. No. How I learned, why I learned this, you should know. The day one when I went to my medical college, everyone was coming to, I was in OPD, sitting in OPD, and everyone coming and they were telling, Beta. What is this Beta? I knew. All the medical science I knew. Treatment, everything knew. But I didn't know that language. What do you mean by beta? That day one I decided, if I don't learn surgery, that's fine. I am going to learn Bengali because that was the need of the hour. If I learn Bengali, then I can communicate with the local people. That's how I can give the effective treatment. Treatment is not just writing the 2 medicines, go take this. No, I have to counsel him, comfort him, convince him. So many things are involved in treatment, effective treatment. Okay, so I decided on day one, I will learn a new language. The trick to learn any new language is simple. What I did, I called on my interns, come. What do you call for vomiting in Bengali? What do you call for fever? What do you call for pain in Bengali? Then she told Beta. Oh my God, Beta means pain. So simple. I didn't know. I felt very bad. Then I learned all the parts of the body like that. Every day 5 words. Then I started relating. Head, Mata. Pain, Beta. So headache is Mata, Beta. Head, stomach is pain. Pain is I knew already. Beta. Take Beta. All Beta. See? Now what I do? I learned 3 words now. I immediately implement it. How I learned 3 words from India. I'll go in the corridors in my hospital. I meet some nurses. Mata, Beta, Ajay. Sister, Smith, do you have a day? I'm asking. Simply, she also knows. Simply asking. But by this, what's happening? I'm trying to converse. By just reading a book, you can't learn any language. You have to converse. So 3 people like to ask the same. Mata, Beta, Ache. And third, we do cooking. Mata, Beta, Ache. The fourth, I became now expert in Bengali. Understood? So, by conversing, this is how I learned any language in a month. So, what I mean to say is, if you have interest and dedication, you can learn not 80 instruments in a year. I learned, to be frank, how I learned 8 instruments, I'll tell you. I learned only 1 instrument, that is Mridangam or Tabla I learned. Then, rest all I got the instruments on my own. Then, there are some changes, slight modifications has to be made from one instrument to others. With the interest and involvement, or I could learn all other instruments on my own. Okay, so what's required? Basically, interest and involvement. Okay.
Thank you for the thought-provoking
Second question
question.
was? Yeah, see, negativity. This is there all around. All around there is a negativity spreading. If anyone is doing something differently, something good means, everyone will try to pull you down. Same thing happened with me. Right? Throughout, even today it's happening. My own boss is telling me the surgery. When as a young surgeon, I am doing very well in Mangalore. I am getting a lot more cases than my senior professors. They are jealous about me and they want to. They told me, my HOD called me 2 days back. He told me, why you such a difficult surgeries and all? You have enough arrangement plantations in your village. You can look after that now. See, if I was in a position, if I had so much of land, I would have contentedly I was taking care of the land and I was very happy. I would not work like a butcher here doing these surgeries, lot of stress, bleeding. No. Why you want to do this? So in that way of clean my down. Okay, understood, no? So there is all around there is negativity. But what I do, even with HOD, I have great reverence for him. Yes, whatever he told, maybe for my good. Okay, I take it lightly. But he's a great surgeon. He has served so many people. He's going to that position means not just virtue of his position, but by great service he has rendered. I see only good things in others. I don't have any enemies. Even enemies also, those who have pulled me down also later message me every day, sorry, because I have them also. You don't see. You see only good things in others. I appreciate for one lawyer was there, budding lawyer. What's her name? Ashwini. I appreciate her. She has a lot of curiosity, which I don't have. So she's better than me. I feel, yeah, Anushri is much better than me, yeah, because she has a lot more eagerness to learn, curiosity than me, which is I should inculcate from her. So when I see only positive in others, then they become. I have a lot of friends because I see appreciate others. I see only positivity in others, appreciate them. That's how they become close to me. Okay, don't worry about at your level. Maybe little bit difficult to deal with the negativity and this thing. But as you mature, no. Okay, as you mature, you can. You just focus on your work. Whatever you do. See, great people. You take examples of any great people in the world. They have faced both criticisms and good appreciation. Who is the exception? Tell me. Which one leader or which one great personality has got exception for this rule of negativity? There is no exception. Still, they Malala, I should give an example of Malala. She herself attacked by someone. Okay, she was just wanted to give education to her friends or girl education. Okay, she did. She didn't got deterred by anyone pulling her down anything. She went ahead. Now she is a global activist and educational icon in the world at a small tender age, 23, 24. If she had said, no, why you up to me, I just listening to Taliban, confined herself. No. Okay? Understood? How to go about the negativity?
Thank you for the clarification. Dear delegates, as we are ahead of time and there is another session ahead, I would like to ask a question on behalf of you all. That is, today's youth are facing this fear of failure whenever they are up to something. The first thought that comes to our mind is self-doubt. We doubt ourselves rather than trusting ourselves. So, how to overcome this fear of failure, self-doubt, and could you please give some tips and suggestions to?
We all know about this. We all know about this, but we don't follow it. See, you do your karma. You don't worry about the consequences or what the results of it. See, for example, I'm a student. I'll give you an example. Your duty is to only one duty you have. What is that? Study. If you worry about who will be my examiner, where will be my exam center, which time of the day I will have exams, so it creates only unnecessary anxiety in you or promotion. That's it. It will not give you any clarity or by teacher will think, oh, that Amshika's worried a lot, who will be examiner, let me put a simple examiner to her. Will it happen like that? No. Suhan sleeps in the afternoon, so shall I keep the exam in the morning only? It will happen like that. Why do you not worry about the things which are not in your hands? What is that in your hands? Only one thing. What is that? Study, and study. Do that properly, no? If you do that, whatever will be the type of the exam. In the finance exam, do they ask about some history or anything? No, they will ask about the topic only. Correct? They will not ask about the medical field. So read your subject thoroughly, properly. Whatever is the pattern of exam, MCQ or essay writing, whatever may be, Viva, whatever, it should be confined within your syllabus only, whatever books you read only. So focus more on what is there in your hands. Okay? Study today I read 2 hours, tomorrow I will read 3 hours. That kind of comparison should be there among yourself. Yesterday, last time I scored 65 percentile, next time I am going to minimum 70 percentile. That should be the comparison and the self-motivation you should derive. Instead of unnecessary things you are worried about, oh, he is doing much better, or he is studying only 2 hours and he is scoring much better than me, I am studying 4 hours. No, don't compare with others. You don't know what the crafting capability of him or what you will be doing at home late night when you are all sleeping when you study. You don't know all those things. Don't compare with others. Instead, compare within.
Thank you so much, sir. Dear delegates, sorry to say that we have another session ahead, so we'll end this session. But you can still interact and contact him through surgeonkishan@gmail.com and clear all your doubts. So I would like to conclude saying, success is not final, failure is not fatal. It is the courage to continue that counts. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much for a wonderful session. Now I request Dr. Kishan, MD, Akanksha Charitable Trust, to hand over a token of love and respect. Professor Smitha Hegde, who is the professor, a plant biology analyst having 30 years of experience in academics and research. She worked extensively on plant tissue culture, conservation, biodiversity, and molecular markers in tree species and terroirs. May I request ma'am to please come over the stage and occupy her seat. Dear delegates, we have announcement for you. Initially, we began the session 30 minutes late. That's why we are lagging behind. So the lunch will be served at 1:30. Please be patient. Please be seated. Ma'am pursued her master's degree in zoology from Mumbai University in 1991 and also Doctor of Philosophy from St. Aloysius College, Mangalore University in 1998. Dr. Smitha Hegde's achievements are Nucser Distinguished Researcher Award 2022, Nucser Best Teacher Award 2021, Aranya Mitra awarded by the Karnataka State Forest Department, Mangalore during Vriksha Utsav 2019, Individual Personality for contribution towards plantation and greening on occasion of World Environment Day 2019 by Karnataka State Pollution Control Board, Sophia Lecturing Research Award 2017, Sophia University, Tokyo, Japan, Sakyadri Ecologist Award for Best Paper, SSDLR Gold Medal for Outstanding Work in Teridology, and so on. And also she contributed in different areas as a project guide, publisher, and involved in so many research publications, journals, and conferences. Currently, she is Professor, Deputy Director, Chief Coordinator of Sustainable Development Goals Cell at Nucser, Nitte University Center for Science Education and Research. We are very glad that you are here as a part of our session as a guest speaker today, ma'am. We heartily welcome you and from our side. Welcome you again, ma'am. The stage is over to you for your words. Thank you.
Yeah, before I begin, I'll start with a short story. There was a person, it's a hypothetical story of course, there was a person who went to Udupi Hotel. How many of you know Kannada? Okay, majority must have. Udupi Hotel ಹೋದವಪ್ಪ ಹೋಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಜೋರು ಹಸ್ವಾಗ್ತಾ ಇದೆ, very hungry. He wants to order something. So menu ಕೇಳಿದ, ಇಡ್ಲಿ ವಡೆ ಸಾಂಬಾರ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಏನು ತಿನ್ನೋಣ? Get me idli, he said. ಇಡ್ಲಿ ತಗೊಂಡು ಬಾಪ. ಒಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಟ್ ಇಡ್ಲಿಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 2 ಇತ್ತು. ತಿಂದ. ಹೊಟ್ಟೆನೇ ತುಂಬಿಲ್ಲ. ನಾನೊಂದು ಪ್ಲೇಟ್, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಿಂದ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಿಂದ, ಇನ್ನೊಂದು ತಿಂದ. ಹಾಗೆ when he had his 13th idli, he felt full, ಸಾಕು, ಇನ್ನ ತೃಪ್ತಿ, ಇನ್ನ ಏನು ಬೇಡ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ. So on eating 13th idli, he felt content and happy. Next ಏನು ಬರೋದು ಐಟಮ್? ಬಿಲ್. ಬಿಲ್ ಬಂತು. ಬಿಲ್ ಬಂದಾಗ ವೆಚ್ಚ, ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ವೆಚ್ಚ. 13th idli ಎಲ್ಲ ನಾನು ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡೋದಿಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಹೊಟ್ಟೆ ತುಂಬ ಆಗಿದ್ದು ದಿಸ್ 13th idli ಓನ್ಲಿ, ನಾನು ಆ ಒಂದೇ ಇಡ್ಲಿಗೆ ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ, ಆ ಒಂದೇ ಇಡ್ಲಿಗೆ ಬೆಲೆ ಕೊಡ್ತೇನೆ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ನಗ್ತಾ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ. All of us are smiling. But that's exactly what I am trying to do to you. We are, as resource people, will come and tell you, idu maadi, life alli nimge trupti sigutte, idu maadi, nimge aram sigutte, this is good, this is inspiring, this is life. My 13th idli is what I am sharing with you today. Please do not think this is ultimate. You will find your own idli. You may feel full even if after eating 2. You may like puri better than idli. You may find idli terribly chappe and boring. You know the tindi, yeah. No taste of its own. It takes up taste of whatever you put with it. So these sessions, like somebody said, listen to everybody, but do your own thing. Listen to your own heart. So I am sharing with you what gives me satisfaction in life, and to achieve this satisfaction, I have eaten many more. And I have come here after feeling content with my salary, with my position, with my family, with my children and my students, and I am telling you, this is the way to lead a happy life. So from where I stand, the perspective is different. From where you stand, the perspective might be totally different. Alright? So you do not have to listen to me. this is the first disclaimer. You do not have to think that whatever she did might be good. My opinion, your opinion varies. I respect and we agree to disagree. So the first MOU I am having with you is we agree to disagree. Anytime you feel this lady is speaking utter nonsense, I will agree with you, yes. But this is the way I am. And I accept your opinion that I am whatever. Alright? Where's my slide? Yeah, I do look like that when I dye my hair. in case you're wondering. So, my students here will tell you, there are so many things in life I want to change. I want to change this, I want to change the restless I get. But the only thing that I can change is my hairstyle. I can't change another soul in this world. I can't change another condition in this world. So I try to experiment with myself. Every time go and have a different setup. And then I come to class, my students are very shocked. Ma'am, these are all various responses I get. But this is the current trending one, pepper one. Next, yeah, salt and pepper. But next I'm thinking maybe green or blue or maybe purple. Let's see. Alright? So these are some of the green practices that I want to share with you. And what gave me a lot of joy is trying to fix the mess that we ourselves are creating. ನಾನು ದೊಡ್ಡವಳಾಗುವಾಗ ಕೇಳಿದ್ದೇನಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಮನುಷ್ಯರಿಗೆ 3 ಋಣ ಇರುತ್ತಂತೆ. 3 debts. ತೀರಿಸದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ ಈ 3 ಋಣ ತೀರಿಸದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ you will go to hell. You will go to hell. ಸ್ವರ್ಗ ಸಿಗುವುದಿಲ್ಲ. ನರಕದ ಸೀಟ್ ಗ್ಯಾರಂಟಿ. ಈ 3 ಋಣ ನೀವು ತೀರಿಸದೇ ಇದ್ರೆ. What is the first one? They told me that it is Matrarana. You are in debt to your mother. Whatever she has given you, you can never repay back to her. So be kind to her, be good to her, make sure she is well provided. If you do not do that, you are not going to heaven. This is one. Second, Pitrarana. He has provided for your well-being, goodness, support. Without him, you would not be here today. Very reason for your existence. So, Pitrarana. And the third Rana is very curious. You know what? It says Acharya Rana. You know why? Some Acharya like me only wrote it. Alright? Yeah. Acharya Rana. One who shows you the way in which you can use your resources and make a living out of it. So how you get acquired skills, the one who teaches you to support yourself, make something out of yourself is your teacher. So Acharya Rana. But I strongly believe there is a fourth Rana which we are failing very badly, and that is Parisara Rana. If, I don't know, hell, heaven, every religion has different descriptions of it, terrible descriptions of it, fearing descriptions which make you feel very scared and give you threat. But I do not know about what's going to happen tomorrow. But if we do not take care of the environment, give back what we have taken and go with zero balance, you don't have to die to reach hell or heaven. Hell will happen here. We are living in hell if we do not take care of our environment. Therefore, I think the first stone that we need to turn is towards environment, because what is our relationship with the environment? ನಮಗೆ ಮತ್ತು ಪ್ರಕೃತಿಗೆ ಇರುವ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಏನು ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಪ್ರಕೃತಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಮಗೆ ಇರುವ
part of it.
Absolutely, we are a part of it. We call it mother because we have come from it. Purnamida, Purnamida, Purnam Gacchate, Purnama Avashishyate. Even after removing a whole from whole remains. So we are a part of the environment, not masters or slave of it. And if anything happens to it, do you think we will be unaffected? Because into mud we go, from mud we are born, and any change in the environment is definitely going to affect us. Then how do we reduce the effect on ourselves? Not only physical, mental, emotional, all our feelings are regulated by environment. Just to give you a small example. Close your eyes for a second, and when I say, imagine you're on the beach. Okay, far away you can see blue sky, white clouds, aquamarine blue ocean waves, white surf, right? So the minute you imagine this, you can feel it because it's a part of you, and it will have an effect on your breathing. Immediately you would have become peaceful and you would take a breath. Right? You can open your eyes. Yeah? Sorry to have disturbed your beach visit. Okay? So, many of you were there. I could see that. You were quite happily smiling. Maybe you were with somebody holding hand on the beach. I don't know. I don't know about that. But absolutely, a couple of them were beaming. Majja. Alright. So, environment, even the thought of it affects the way we think, the way we feel, because we are a part of it. And unless we take care of it, it's not going to remain like this forever. Alright? So how I can change my environment and the need to change environment, let's take a look. Health is no longer defined as being devoid of any diseases, but health is defined as living in a healthy ecosystem. A healthy human can be healthy with healthy animals around. You know why this concept came? Because of COVID. Who was responsible for COVID? China, okay. In China, what happened? Now, this is the most frequent answer I get. In China, what do you think happened? What was the source? What is that corona virus, right? Where it came from? Wuhan, yes. In Wuhan city, where did it come from? A living organism? Bats, right? So why bats what were they doing in the city? They were living in the tunnels of the underground tube and driveways. Why? Because their natural habitat is destroyed. They come to the city to feed themselves. And along with them, they bring in a lot of diseases, and cohabitation of different animals, including us, has got very high tendency of spread of diseases. So if you do not have animals around you healthy, you will suffer from ill health. Is a reason why in One Health we believe that health is a concept of One Health, which is healthy humans can be healthy only if we are surrounded by healthy animals and healthy ecosystems. So, the first step towards change is education. Why education? You know, one of the toughest things to change in life, as you are younger, you may not realize this, but as Sir, by the time you reach Sir's age, you would realize the most challenging thing in life is not to earn money, but to bring about a behavior change. Just as a small child, draw one straight line, all children standing in one line, and tell them, "Ee kade kaal haakbardo, nettige nilbeko, kaal aache haakbardo." That's all you say. Go and stand there. Within 2 minutes, they will do it. They will do it. They have to do it if they are normal. child faces so challenging. Lower chin will come up like that and they'll challenge you to say this. There is no medicine for change in behavior. Everything, whether it is clean environment, service, volunteering, everything is what? Behavior. So what are we targeting here? A change in behavior. So in change in behavior, how many different ways can we bring about change in behavior? Our entire education system is targeted towards change in behavior. Tomorrow, you cannot judge how your friend will behave to you. You can only manage your behavior. How dare you tell me like this? I will tell my mouth. You want to hear? You cannot change anybody's behavior. Most difficult job. You will rise up as a boss. Tell your juniors, do like this. Right? Behavior is the most challenging problem that you will face in life, and that's exactly what we are facing when it comes to environment. Small things, but we don't think so much before throwing anything here and there. But when we say don't throw, exactly same behavior. On the roadside, do not throw waste here. A negative instruction is a positive suggestion. Even those who did not think of throwing will suddenly find, okay. Because it is written, do not. But then you will see many have. Go and I also do it. So this is the tendency that we have. So behavior change is the most challenging aspect in our entire human life. And do you know why we are born in all other animal kingdoms? When a horse gives birth to a young horse, mare gives birth to a young horse, yeah, you will argue with me. Okay. Then it starts to run. But human beings are the most helpless young ones that are born, that needs so much more care. You know, that is because they continue to grow even after birth. And this continuation to grow, if you look at our skull formation, everything, till 8 years, till 12 years, we continue to grow. We continue to grow. And during this continuous growth, whatever we learn, it sticks behavior. So human beings are creatures of habit and creatures of behavior. And the only way to mold it is by education. So education precisely does that. Tells you that this is the right way, this is not the right way. It can do better for yourself, but you are a social being, it should be good for all, etc. So formal is there, informal is there, co-curricular is there, extracurricular is there, everything put together. Remember, you are playing games with your brain. It's all got to do with training your mind to behave in a particular manner. And if your behavior is conducive for betterment of the others, then you call it service, right? So, when we talk about behavior towards environment, then we have the first one, the waste management, water conservation, the next is environment consciousness. It's called plant blindness. Do you have in your house? Do you know its name? Do you know what is around you? Many people will perfectly walk around without even noticing that there is anything there. This is called plant blindness. That's there. Because many times we don't know that we have to think about it also. When I was 10-year-old, my 10th birthday, happy birthday, okay. It was my 10th happy birthday, and I got a new frock, dark blue frock with white frill, white puff sleeves with red blue color border, on that blue color, there was red color embroidery, flowers with green leaves. Ah, awesome prop. I was very happy. Okay? And then comes my elder sister. We are 4 girls, okay? More the merrier. So my second sister calls me in the corner and says, birthday, very happy. Yeah, happy birthday. I thought she was going to wish me or give me some gift. But she asked me one very difficult question. Okay? She told me, 10 ವರ್ಷ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ ನಿಂಗೆ ಆಯ್ತು 10 years you have been around in this world. Yes. What do you think this all is about? She asked. Okay. Initially I was thinking what she asking. Okay. After that, it struck me that life is not only about living it, but also you have to think about it. ಜೀವನದ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಆಲೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಉಂಟು. It's not just getting up in the morning, playing, coming back, eating, sleeping. That's what is life about, right? But then she opened a different door in my brain which said that we can think about life, we can write poetry about life. After that, I started listening to songs. The lyrics were so absorbing. I was, that time radio. We didn't have TV, lucky people like you. Now you have it on your palm. There was a time when parents were worried that we are seeing too much TV time. Now screen time is different. TV time. So too much TV. Nowadays, I'm calling my children and saying, watch TV, don't watch mobile. You know why? I know what they're watching. On screen, I don't even know what they're watching. So with time, values, everything is going to change. So we come to know that you listen to songs, you listen to words, they started making meaning to you. And to my shock and surprise, in Hindi, there are so many songs on Jeevan. Name it. Every other song is on Jeevan. They are a full confusion. My God, so life is so exciting. Life we have to think about. Then came an emotion that I can change my own life by making the right decisions. Right? So you have the power to change your life if you do not know about it. Now at least you realize life is not only about living and complaining. I did this because she told me to do. While you are here, my mother told me to do. Every time you have somebody else to put the blame on. But now is the time you can take the reins of your life in your hands. Think about what you can do for yourself to find your happiness. So do we do service to make others happy? Think deeply. We all are selfish people. Anyone notice comes to us, first thing we check is, my name is it? What's there in it for me? Budget release, what's there in it for me? First question. Food also serving, what's there in it for me? This is our attitude. What's there in it for me is something that we ask all the time. Same way, when you do service to others, like I found my 13th degree, you will get that feeling. At that point, you don't need somebody else to tell you, do this and you will be happy. But you will know that this is what makes me happy and I'm going to do this for a long, long time. So all the people that who have come and spoken to you, there is one thing common in them. Not only discipline, consistency. Today I dig one well, 1 feet, no water. Tomorrow I dig one more well, 3 feet, no water. Go on digging many wells, you will never end up with water. Find one place, dig deep, consistent, persistent, you will get it. Even if you are thinking of doing your master's or PhD in one topic, decide upon a topic, start reading from now itself, and then when you learn out of your own interest, you can face any interview and you can clear it. Decide for yourself. Find out what gives you that joy and move forward. So these are some of the areas. So in waste management, we have biomedical waste, solid waste, liquid waste, e-waste, hazardous waste. Why am I telling you all this? Each one of them needs to be managed. If not, next generation is definitely going to suffer. So every institution that we live in, or you're going to work tomorrow, ensure that there is a proper waste management system, including in your own homes. And there is a small movie here. I'm showing you this because this is a very lucrative business that is coming up. Can you play it for me, please? It's not
ಆವರಣ ಯೋಜನೆಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಟ್ಟೆ ಪರಿಗಣಿತ ವಿಶ್ವವಿದ್ಯಾನಿಲಯದಲ್ಲಿ 2 ಘಟಕಗಳು ಕಾರ್ಯನಿರ್ವಹಿಸುತ್ತಿವೆ. ಒಣಕಸವನ್ನು ನಿರ್ವಹಿಸಲು ಸಂಪನ್ಮೂಲ ಮರು ಉತ್ಪಾದನಾ ಕೇಂದ್ರ ಹಾಗೂ ಹಸಿ ಕಸ ನಿರ್ವಹಣೆಗಾಗಿ ಹರ್ಮಿ ಕಾಂಪೋಸ್ಟ್ ಕೇಂದ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ಸ್ಥಾಪಿಸಲಾಗಿದೆ.
So Nitte is so basically the dry waste management.
Can you pause it, please? Oh, you went back. All right. So this is how the waste is managed on this campus, and this is from a private agency where all the waste at source is segregated, dry waste and wet waste. So when you are throwing any waste into the bin, you must be thinking, what difference does it make? Bin is a bin. Put here, put there. No. Whatever you put here is laid out on a conveyor belt. Manually it is separated into 22 types of waste. So one is for plastic, one is for paper, one is for all that online shopping that you all do. You all get those brown boxes that can be recycled. Then you have for syringes, disposable packets, and different types of waste are segregated manually. And each one of these resources is sold, and the money they get from selling it is able to sustain 13 people's livelihood, and still they are making profit. Okay? So waste is no longer a waste, it is big business. And there are people who are starting up such ventures. Every institution would love to have such a, if there is some entrepreneur who can come up and do this waste management resource, they are willing to give contract. Source, we will give you. Asking nothing back. Whatever we were throwing, we will give you, and that you can sell and make money. So this is one business of the waste, which is solid waste. Then coming to the waste in the hostels, like Kishan just mentioned, that you would pack food and go and give elsewhere. What do you do for the food that you have already taken on your plate and put it into the dustbin? You understand? Many of us do that. We take it thinking that we will eat, but then we realize we don't like the taste, or we don't find it palatable, too spicy or something, and then all of it we will go and dispose. Can we give that to anybody? We cannot. But there are biological ways in which we can degrade it. Vermiculture is something that you all have heard, right? Earthworms. There is one more technology that is coming up called as hermiculture, H-E-R-M-I. Hermigera is a worm which is about 2 inches size away, okay? Weighs maybe around 45 milligrams or so, has a lifespan of 13 days. In 13 days, it eats 8 kgs of waste. In 13 days, Bakasura yellow illa. The Bakasura grandfather, okay? 2 inches worm worm lives only 13 days. After that it becomes a fly and flies. It's a worm only for 13 days, caterpillar. 8 kgs in its lifespan it will eat. Okay? So all the waste that is put from the hostels goes into this. Then what do we do with this worm? If you Google and see Armigera, yeah, excuse me if I sound very repulsive to some people. This worm is crushed, made into powder and sold as protein mix because it is the most proteinaceous source of food. You think chicken, mutton, all this will give you protein? Worms will give you even better. So, if you, yeah, that's what I said. Sorry if I sound repulsive. So, whenever, for all those who are used to taking protein mixes, please read on the bottom what is the source of the protein. They will write 45% protein. What is the source of the protein? Does it matter to you? It's from a worm? It matters. Yeah, for some it doesn't matter, right? So, yeah. So, we have 45% protein, 30% say fat and so on. This does not have any fat. It is 100% protein. Therefore, it is largely used in edible items as well. In India, it is not used for protein mix, but it is used as a source of manure. So, along with all the other waste, residue waste, it is crushed and the waste goes to farms in Sringeri, even north of the Ghats. Many farmers are taking it for their areca farms, for their coconut farms, so that the yield increases. So it is sold in tons in lorry kattale type waste, and they are paid equally for that. All that for growing a small worm. So big problems generally have small solutions. Like big dams will have problems, big smaller ones, maybe there will be solutions. Yeah. So this is how they collect salt. Can you fast forward it? No. That means yes or no? Skip it, yeah. Alright. The next aspect is rainwater harvesting. There was one youth conference where there were 1,000 students, all of your age, from different parts of India. And one boy from Rajasthan comes up and says, Madam, मैंने Mangalore जितने बेवकूफ लोग जिंदगी में नहीं देखे. Look at the guts of the boy. 1,000 Mangaloreans around, and he comes up on the stage, picks up the mic and says, Mangalore जितने बेवकूफ लोग I have not seen anywhere in the world. And then everybody is very angry and wants to listen to what is that we are doing. He says, Mangalore में सिर्फ 2 महीने बारिश नहीं आता है. Okay? And in month of May, hostels are closing down, no water. Yeah? No water. For 2-3 weeks we don't have water. What are we doing? Then everybody agreed, he comes from a place, Rajasthan, where in the whole year, only 2 days it rains. 2 दिन के बारिश में हम लोग 1 साल काटते हैं. और ये लोग 2 महीने बारिश नहीं आ रहे तो इनको जीने के लिए सूझता नहीं. So what does that tell about our planning? What does that tell about our uses of resources? Right? We can deduce different methods in which we can have rainwater harvesting, or we can have renewable and reusable resources of water. Next is conservation of energy. Energy is something that we cannot do away with. And if you go to North Karnataka and if you go to developed countries as well, Japan, you can see in the agriculture farms only old people who are above 90 even who are bending over the plants and tending to agriculture. All the young ones are in Tokyo on mobile and on other software, and they are doing well, they're doing well. But agriculture is taking a backseat because of lack of labor. So what have they done? In the place of their land, instead of growing crops, they have put solar panels and they are selling the electricity to the cities, which works out economically feasible for them, and labor is less, and this ever-growing hunger of urban people for energy is met with. But what we are going to eat as food in future, can it be energy? No. But I remember buying rice at 10 rupees per kg. What is the rate today? Anybody knows the rate of rice, rate of oil, rate of soap? Right? We need to know. Fine. So energy. How we can get energy? Alternative forms of energy. Switch off when not in use. Change sources of energy which eat up more power. Use green practices. These are some of the methods. Then what students can do. This is my way of telling students what they can do in their own campus. We have taken volunteers. We have a green brigade. Every class we have one green brigade here. Every institution, as many number of classes, there is a green brigade. And this green brigade helps me to tag every tree on campus. So we go under the tree, this is the tree, and we geotag it with the GPS. Come back and plug this to the computer. Using Google Maps, we can map every tree on campus. And when we map it, we find out the name of it. Mangifera indica. I'll tell you one name, okay? After listening to a botany professor, at least one name of a plant I can teach you. Okay. How many of you have seen that badam tree? Red fruit? Yeah. The botanical name of it. How many of you have seen Bahubali movie? There is a very famous character in it, Kattappa. No? Okay. The name of the badam tree is, it belongs to Terminalia species. Terminalia, apex is very strong, and it is Terminalia Kattappa. The name of the badam tree is, you are good botany students. Okay, so Terminalia Kattappa, you can say Terminalia Kattappa. So, when the students tag the trees, at least 10 trees names they will know. Right? So next time if they are going somewhere near their house and they are finding some trees being cut, or somebody asks, what tree can I plant here? At least you know a name or two to say these are the trees. Right? So this is, is that a hint for me? Yeah, that is a hint for me. Alright? So, Terminalia Kattappa is one plant. So we have tagged every tree on the campus using students. In addition, there is a QR code generator. There is a QR code generator. Using that, we have developed QR codes and they are stuck on every tree. If you scan, you will come to know the name of the tree and what is the height, weight, where did it come from, what are its medicinal uses, etc. In addition, we also have a pictorial book on birds of the campus where nearly 101 trips early morning 5:30 I'll be in the campus. Whoever comes, we will tell them the names of the birds whichever we can see. So we have screened about 94 varieties of birds on campus and we have brought out a book. In this book there is a QR code. If you scan, you can hear the bird call. So not only can you see the bird, you have where it is located on campus, how does it call. It goes to a website where you can hear the bird call in fear, fright, flight, male, female, juvenile, adult, name it. You will get different calls are present on the QR code. one contribution. Next, currently I'm writing a book on insects of the campus. This is because some student came and said, ma'am, I want to work on insects. So he's going to be here for 2 more years. So I have promised him by the end of 2 years, we will bring out a book on insects of Nitte. Okay? And the title will be Insects of Nitte University, and the first author will be this student. I am only the editor, I only cut pasted. The work is entirely done by students. One more set of work that I did this year, which I am very proud of, and I hope to release this book in this week itself, is we have counted the trees of entire Mangalore. We have a couple of people volunteers here. Yeah, Abhiram is here, right? Abhiram was one of the volunteers for counting trees. Thank you, Abhiram. We counted the trees from Lady Hill to Panambur Beach, correct? So from Lady Hill to Panambur Beach, one side one boy, another side one boy, median one more person. So 17 volunteers helped me to tag 60 wards are there in Mangalore city. 60 wards are there. In every ward, what is the number of trees? What is the temperature of that ward? What it was in 2014 and how it has improved today. And this book, when I release, I need some help. If you are living anywhere near this ward, or you know self-help groups in this ward, please put them through me so that we can maintain the greenery or improve it in this particular region. So this is the current project that I am having. Can you guess what is the number of total count? How many trees may be there on the roadside? And how much do you think is the green cover in percentage? Ideally, government will give license to start an industry and all if there is 33% greenery. But Karnataka is having 21% greenery. Gandadagudi. 21% greenery. Mangalore, if you count only the public area, is having 12% greenery. And in private land, we are having around 35 to 40% greenery. But if I decide to sell my plot and build apartments there, Mangalore is going to become dry and an urban heat island within the next 10 years. And already the average city temperature has gone up by 1.5 degrees. 1.5 degrees is a huge number in terms of global warming. What we can do locally. Can you improve your campuses? Can you improve the places that you live? So this is the tree tagging that we have done. These are the QR codes that we did. And when you scan it, these are the details that you get, where it is from, etc. And yeah, every tree on the campus is tagged. So we have 1,962 odd trees. It's not like the Akbar Birbal Kawa story. How many crores in Delhi city? Then approximately you tell one number and then you say if it is more, you count. No. We have actually counted, yeah, 1932 is the number of trees we have. This is the type of trees, 283 varieties of trees we have. And diversity, next time somebody is offering to plant trees, we can tell, don't bring this tree, we have enough of it. We want more than this. So you can achieve diversity as well. Next, after doing the green cover, what we are doing? We are measuring how much carbon we are fixing. Each one of us emits an amount of carbon enough for fixing by one tree. ಆಯ್ತಾ ನಮ್ಮ ಋಣ ತೀರಿಸಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಮರ ನೆಡಬೇಕು ಒಬ್ಬೊಬ್ಬರು ಒಂದು ನೆಟ್ಟರೆ ಸಾಕು This accounts for the amount of carbon dioxide you exhale. This accounts for the amount of carbon dioxide they will use to burn you when you leave this earth or to put you in a box and bury you. All that if you are to account for, plant one tree in your life. How many of you yet to initiate it? Have you? Anybody here who has not planted a tree? Next time we should give them reservation and preference. Next planting ceremony they have to do it. Otherwise, they'll not go to heaven. Right? For their sake, we have to ensure that when you're alive, one tree you have to plant. So this is the amount of carbon which we are fixing on campus. Yeah, how many? We also sat and counted how many bikes come, how many cars come on campus, what is their emission, and how much carbon they are emitting, and how much carbon we are fixing, so that we get to a carbon neutral environment. Another work that was done is the water quality in Mangalore city, how much fluoride, how much color turbidity, etc. So this is one of the papers, and this is how Mangalore city looks, red. Alright? So these are some of the projects that I am thinking of and looking for your contribution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. That was an eye-opening session.
30 minutes? More. Okay. All right. Yeah.
So that was an eye-opening session, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And audience, if anyone has any question, you can ask it, ma'am.
Over lunch. You want to ask now? Yeah, please. Yeah, please. I can hear you.
Hello, ma'am.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm sure, and I think the audience is going to some of that over here.
Yes.
But this is the audience doing basically because it was excellent. You must be a speaker. So my question is, how did you learn such a wonderful speech? That quality, excellent. Yeah.
Really? I don't realize that I speak very well. So there was a poem in 7th standard. Centipede was happy quite until the day somebody asked, "Ray, which leg moves out of which?" And this raised her down to such a pitch she felt exhausted in a ditch, not knowing how to run. Don't give yourself too much value and speak your mind. And there's no pretense. Whatever I feel, whatever words I use, some of the time it may be unparliamentary. And every time my bosses have always objected to my speaking. I speak like this even in meetings. And anybody who scolds me, I accept with a smile. It irritates people no end. But I can't stop smiling. That's a manufactured effect. But I take my name too seriously. Smitha means obviously a smile, it seems. So I take myself very seriously in terms of nomenclature. But otherwise, don't think too much. Be your natural self. And people will understand. समझदारों को इशारा काफी
If you have any other questions, you can ask with ma'am in lunch. So thank you so much, ma'am. I request Dr. Shisha Bhatt sir to present your moment of promotion.
Thank you so much.
Now, there's one announcement. So, delegates who are participating in quiz, so you have to come back after lunch by 2 o'clock. Okay. So, participants of quiz prelims have to come back by 2 o'clock, and